Our team, our community. This is Condors Town, and this is another Energy Condors connection. Now, here's Eric Fox and Ryan Holt.
And it's a playoff connection that is awesome to have happening right now. I am Eric Fox here at the Guarantee 95.3 Studios, joined in, I believe, fabulous Las Vegas by the one and only Ryan Holt. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm good. I can flip the camera around. I'm looking at the Las Vegas Convention Center, so it's not quite a great view, but yeah, we're. I don't have a strip view for you, but
we will have to deal with that. so they got you in the backside of the building. We'll talk about them for next season, all right?
Yeah, I'm by the air conditioner, I think.
So let's talk about playoff time. Of course, wasn't quite so happy for the big league. Unfortunately, this go around, Edmonton did get swept by Winnipeg. But instead of focusing on negative, I always want to look at the positive. What did you see in that series that maybe gave you some glimpses of what the next season will look like for the Oilers?
Yeah, I think it just shows how close playoff hockey is. I think Winnipeg led for 7 minutes of that entire series, and that's 4 games. And they end up winning 3 of the games in overtime, 1 coming in triple overtime. It just shows you how tight things are in the NHL, and you're seeing it with Vegas and Minnesota. They're going to a 7th game here in Vegas tomorrow night after the Condors play game 2 here tonight. So, for the Oilers, they'll make some moves. I think this offseason, they'll tinker with, their periphery, if you will, kind of around that nucleus of McDavid and Draisaitl and Nugent Hopkins and Nurse. And I think you saw a lot of good things out of some former Condors, which is great. Yamamoto and Puljujärvi and Bear and Nurse, and the list goes on and on. McLeod spent the better part of the last half of the season up there in Edmonton too. So, it's definitely disappointing. There's no one happy up there. It's definitely better to be in Vegas with the sun right now than up in Edmonton. But disappointing result. But sometimes you use those disappointments and turn them into fuel moving forward.
It's going to be also interesting because, of course, next season we, unless things do change, it's going to be more of what the regular season looks like. So, traveling interleague, traveling from states to north, and vice versa. Yeah. So you might see a little more correlation to what we're used to as opposed to what this year has been like. But like you're saying, just close. And I love that about hockey because you have some sports where it's like some teams in other sports, they're just the powerhouses, and you got some that are just strugglers. I love the fact in which hockey you do see that parity where you do have a lot of just everyone kind of on the same page. So that's nice to see for sure. Yeah,
I know being here in Vegas just for a couple of days and kind of being around this, Knights organization, I guess, if you will, and just even on the streets, I don't think anybody expected Vegas to be playing a Game 7 on Friday against Minnesota, especially when they were up 3-1 in the series, had a chance to close out Minnesota on home ice on Tuesday. But that's the beauty of hockey, and all you need is a chance, and Minnesota has that coming up tomorrow night, and there's a big game tonight with Carolina and Nashville, and that could go to 7 games too. So you never know. Nashville looked down and out a month and a half ago, and here they are trying to get to the second round.
It's going to be interesting to see for sure. Of course, we were talking about how many overtimes the series with Winnipeg and the Oilers took. Let's talk about overtime because the Condors have definitely been causing some inflated blood pressure, including mine. I had to make sure I took my medication this morning because last night it did go to overtime again, but the W is on the board, right?
Yeah, 3 straight overtime games for the Condors. I think they're the 8th or 9th team all time in the AHL to go to 3 straight overtime games and win them in the AHL's postseason history, and that goes all the way back to like 1930. So that's a long time. I wasn't around for that, but yeah, it's a fun team to be around. These guys are great on and off the ice, and they're laying it on the line right now. This has been a brutal schedule. The Condors opened up the series against San Diego last Friday, had the day off Saturday, played Sunday, Monday, went to overtime both of those games, traveled on Tuesday, played last night, went to overtime, have to play again tonight. They don't make any excuses. It's really great to see. This is going to be a tough test tonight, but this Condors team, we might as well just head to overtime right off the hop because they've been stellar in OT this year, 6-0, dating back to even the regular season. So not just the postseason. They've been a good overtime team regardless. Certainly causing some, you mentioned the blood pressure for yourself, my blood pressure. My nose is completely clogged. There's allergies and stuff going on. Everything's dry here. And it's a fun team to be around. It's been a real blast and a real privilege to be around them. And we'll see if we can close it out tonight.
Well, let's talk about tonight because, of course, it is the season could be closed out tonight and could be lifting the cup. It's not the Calder Cup. It's a different cup this time around. So what do they need tonight to really just close things up and get it wrapped up tonight?
Yeah, it was interesting. I was joking with Adam Cracknell that, they had kind of the Vegas game, the Golden Knights game on the video board as the Condors game was going on as well, too. So that game was going to determine when game 2 was going to be. If Vegas won, we would have played tomorrow night. Vegas didn't win, so we played tonight. But I was joking with Adam Cracknell, and I said I was kind of, mad at the video board the whole night, even though we had no control over it, that, Vegas ended up losing because, I assumed that most people would have wanted the day off today, or at least, a non-game day to kind of recuperate and get set for tomorrow. Adam looked at me and said, no, I want another win. Let's get back out there. These guys are gassed as much as we are, so let's get back out there and just get another one. So if the players are good with it, I'm good with it, and, I should suck it up. So, these are two awesome teams. I mean, that was a really fun game last night. Went back and kind of rewatched some moments of it, and you realized how good some of the scoring opportunities were and how some of the goals were as well, too. Both these teams are very similar. If you say one thing about Henderson, you could say the exact same thing about Bakersfield. They're good offensively, good defensively, have stellar goaltending with Skinner and Thompson, have timely goal scoring from up and down the lineup. And at the end of the day, it came down to a veteran play and a bad line change, and it led to a goal from Adam Cracknell. And playoff hockey, that's the difference. I mean, look at, like the Condors on Sunday were down 2-1 with 7 minutes left in their season. And really, that would have been it. And they would have been swept by San Diego. And then the next night, they were down a goal and came back and forced OT again. And now here we are and doing the same thing on a Wednesday. So the margin for error is razor thin. I like that the Condors didn't have to chase the game last night. Force Henderson to open up a little bit, I think helps Bakersfield. And we'll see what happens tonight.
It's going to be interesting to see. Of course, if they do win tonight, they are lifting the Chick Cup, right?
I texted the AHL and to see if the Chick Cup was actually in Vegas. I'm not sure if it's actually here.
Test your drawing skills. Get a piece of paper before the game. Draw a trophy shape, and then someone can just lift a piece of notebook paper over their head tonight.
I said it's like Happy Gilmore. Just give me one of those big checks. I don't care.
So anyone who does want to check out the game tonight and cheer on Condors Town, what can they do?
Yeah, AHL TV. If you're in Bakersfield, and listen, it's 10 o'clock right now, Pacific time. Game doesn't start till 7. Last I checked, it's if you do the speed limit, it's a 4-hour drive to Vegas. There are tickets available. We're playing at T-Mobile Arena, so if you never checked out T-Mobile Arena, it's really cool. Obviously, one of the newer buildings in the NHL and newer buildings anywhere in the U.S. And also the ticket prices are AHL friendly as opposed to NHL friendly. So you can get in the door, I think, for $13 tonight and enjoy the game. I think people were sitting lower level, for $20-25, pretty close to the glass. So great value. And hey, it's a Thursday night. And listen, if the Condors don't win Thursday night, you can grab a hotel room and stay for Saturday's game at 7 too. So
absolutely, grab that overnight bag and let me teach you a little lesson in case you have to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't feel good.
Yeah, it's the nose with the sinuses, and we get our final COVID test here in about 15 minutes. So I'm hoping this isn't the COVID.
Well, definitely appreciate everything, Ryan. It's been a hell of a season. Been really enjoying these Condors Connects, and we'll do a wrap up broadcast probably next week, and we'll find a time where we can just talk about all the things from this season, and also look forward to next season because with getting back to more of a normal routine, it's going to be definitely a lot more interesting to see some things shake out. So we'll talk about all that next week.
October 16th, opening night. We're looking forward to it. It'll be here before you know it. I know I'm going to take some time off between then, kind of recuperate. But we'll see if next week I can get the trophy and have it in front of me here.
Sounds good. Ryan Hull, once again from the Bakersfield Condors. Appreciate the time as always. This has been another Energy 95.3 Condors Connection. Playoff time, baby!